and welcome to the program. This edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, the day's stories. 5 people have been rescued as operations continue at the site of a building collapse on Oremeta Street in the Ojodu area of Lagos State. But it's feared that many of those trapped under the rubble of the uncompleted 3-story building may have lost their lives. Emergency responders, including the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASMA, the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, the Nigeria Police Force, are searching for victims trapped beneath the rubble of the structure on Oremeta Street, believed to be housing a local restaurant. Speaking with journalists at the scene of the incident, the permanent secretary of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Olufemi Oke, says the searchers will get to ground zero to ensure all those trapped are rescued. The federal government has announced the temporary closure of the Akanu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu State for emergency repair of the runway. This comes hours after Air Peace, one of the airlines operating in the airport, suspended flights temporarily, citing safety concerns. The head of corporate communications of Air Peace, who confirmed the decision in a statement, said safety issues at the Enugu airport had been causing disruptions to Air Peace flights. The University of Maiduguri has partnered with agencies to educate and equip students on technological advancement in the agriculture value chain production. This, according to the university and its partners, is to prepare the youth to look beyond agriculture in the efforts to ensure national food sufficiency and security. During a conference organized for students and youth groups held at the university premises in Maiduguri, stakeholders brainstormed on climate change mitigation, smart agriculture toolbox, and other developments in agricultural production.
This year's University of Maiduguri Conference on Agriculture Value Chains in Borno State is centered on using technology to solve problems of food insecurity and climate change. The conference is seen as timely for a state already facing food insufficiency due to a combination of insecurity and environmental challenges.
Since the theme of this is about food security, we can see the potential of our students to really help us in solving the food problem in this country. And so what we do is we do whatever we can to really encourage them so that they can mass produce what they have been producing at the experimental level, so that the community and the nation will really benefit.
The Dean of Agriculture at the institution gives more insights on the benefits of the conference.
As you all know, Nigerians were in a situation whereby we need food in the table. Considering the policy implications that we are suffering as a result of inflation, in population increase, and some of the major macroeconomic policies, there's need for increased improved production. Therefore, there's need to live from that traditional agricultural production to modern agriculture, through innovation, smart agriculture, and other aspects of moving forward of agriculture in recent years.
Other members of the organizing team also speak on the initiative.
Making the youth understand different areas that they can also venture into beyond agriculture, making the youth understand the technology behind agriculture, making the youth understand entrepreneurship in agriculture, making the youth understand how to transform Nigeria from food insecure country to a food secured country.
We're having to look at how we can make sure that as some are producing, some are also creating cold chain solutions for in-transit and also for warehousing that will keep the quality, quantity, and price facets of farm produce to make sure that people are not hungry.
At the end of the event, participants are expected to have a broader perspective to opportunities in agriculture, while also taking advantage of opportunities in climate change mitigations to build livelihoods.
The Northeast Zonal Chairman of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, has condemned the exclusion of northeastern states in the implementation of the federal government's Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone, SAPZ project. While expressing confidence in winning at all levels of government in 2027, the Social Democratic Party also called on the federal government to uphold the rule of law and ensure constitutional democracy. Another important resolution by the party is the declaration of a vote of confidence on the national leadership of the party led by Shehu Gabam.
Forum strongly condemned the deliberate exclusion of the entire northeastern zone from the federal government's Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone initiative. It is unacceptable that a region which one of the largest landmass in Nigeria and vast agricultural potential was ignored in such a critical development project. The forum calls on the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the federal government to immediately reconsider this unjust exclusion and ensure equitable distribution of national development programs. The forum unanimously passed a vote of confidence on the national leadership of our great party, Social Democratic Party, ably led by His Excellency Alhaji Shehu Musa Gabam, the Makaman Tilde, for his patriotic leadership, inclusive governance style, and unwavering commitment to reposition the SDP as the most credible political alternative in Nigeria. As you know, APC as a ruling party failed to deliver the dividend of democracy to the Nigerians. Secondly, the PDP is dead. Everybody knew that the PDP is dead as a political party. And people of this country, they need alternative platform. And the alternative platform is the Social Democratic Party. How do you see the people are throwing to enter into the party day by day? We are not giving money, we are not doing anything, but people are demanding the membership card each and every day. So I think my party is to the best, it is the best alternative of Nigeria.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Adamawa Command has seized 266 bags of precious minerals from 2 illegal mining sites in Adamawa State. This disclosure was made by the public relations officer of the command, who spoke with Channels Television at the state headquarters in Yola, the state capital. The command spokesman stresses that the NSCDC, as the lead security agency in the task of protecting critical national assets and infrastructure, remains resolute in carrying out its responsibilities, as mineral resources form part of the nation's critical national assets. We'll bring you actualities of that report later on. But in the meantime, culture has been described as a way of life of a people, encompassing language, religion, cuisine, social habit, music, and arts. It is also a strong weapon for unity that promotes peaceful coexistence, a necessary tool for the socio-economic development of a people. And it is for this reason that the governor of Adamawa State, Umar Fintiri, is organizing a cultural festival titled Adafest, aimed at transmitting cultural traditions, knowledge and skill to the younger generation with the purpose of building relationships.
In the spirit of the season, about 70 ethnic groups are set to participate in this year's Adamawa Cultural Festival, Adafest. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Culture and Tourism, gives an insight into what is to be expected during the event, just as the Chief of Staff to the Adamawa State Governor speaks on the significance of culture to the people.
There will be a carnival procession from all the local government areas of the state, the 21 local government areas of the state, with their troops. And there are also going to be a daba. And then we also have traditional dances from all the local governments.
The people without the culture is a people that is doomed. And so whatever we can do to sustain and promote our culture is a step in the right direction. And one of the benefits of preserving our culture is that it provides opportunity to emphasize issues of unity, of solidarity, of empathy, and of a shared identity and shared destiny.
The Commissioner for Culture and Tourism enumerates the essence of the festival, which is to provide opportunities for people from diverse backgrounds to interact and build relationships.
Adamawa State has close to 100 ethnic groups, and we are targeting close to 70 of them that will come and showcase their rich culture of different types of the heritage. We have already invited people from Cameroon and Niger, Chad, and also we have partners from UNESCO and ICOMOS, that is International Council of Monument Sites.
As the cultural festival seeks to preserve the people's heritage, in addition to generating socio-economic impact and variety of activities in the state, residents believe Adafest is an enriching experience that will be of immense benefit to the people.
We're staying in Adamawa State. This time we're returning to our story on the activities of the NSCDC command of Adamawa, which says it has uncovered the activities of illegal miners. Let's have that report.
We are able to get two different minerals. One is monazite. Monazite was gotten from Michika local government at an illegal mining site, which we've recovered 41 bags. Also in Dumne, that falls under Song local government here in Adamawa State, we were also able to recover 225 bags of fluorite. All these are mineral resources that are illegally mined here in the state. We are able to get two different minerals. One is monazite. Monazite was gotten from Michika local government at an illegal mining site, which we've recovered 41 bags. Also in Dumne, that falls under Song local government here in Adamawa State, we were also able to recover 225 bags of fluorite. All these are mineral resources that are illegally mined here in the state.
The Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, has approved the release of over 800 million naira as the state's counterpart funding for the Primary Healthcare Basket Fund. The Deputy Governor, Awal Jatau, announced this during a meeting of the State's Task Force on Primary Healthcare, which held alongside an award presentation ceremony at the Banquet Hall of the Government House in Bauchi. He notes that so far, over 200 million naira has already been released to the Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Board, reaffirming the administration's commitment to expanding access to quality healthcare services, infrastructure upgrade, and support for frontline health workers. Our correspondent Hajara Aliu reports.
The Bauchi State Task Force on Primary Healthcare convenes for a review meeting to evaluate progress on the implementation of action points from the last annual primary healthcare retreat.
So we have been very grateful.
It also gives the team an opportunity to update stakeholders on the first quarter of the 2025 PHC Annual Operational Plan and preparations for the National Immunization Polio Days coming up this month.
We would like to visit some of the local governments, particularly in the 13 zero-dose local governments, and where communities where there are block rejections, high number of non-compliances. And at the end of the visit, we'll come back to local government secretariat and hold evening review meetings in order to review activities and see where there are gaps and what have you.
Task Force members reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening the PHC system and addressing challenges and gaps that hinder service delivery.
He has also lifted the embargo for the employment of the healthcare workers, which has been in place for over a decade, whereby over 3,000 healthcare workers were recruited. And he has also recommended for the service scheme, which will also
has already started yielding fruits.
Meanwhile, the state government reiterates the government's ongoing financial commitment to achieving universal health coverage.
The executive governor of Bauchi State has granted approval for the payment of 872,361,631 naira and 99 kobo as state counterfund to primary health care.
The event features award presentations to top-performing local government areas, health facilities, and other key contributors in the sector as part of efforts to boost morale and improve healthcare outcomes. Hajara Aliyu, Channels Television News.
The Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, in conjunction with the Yola Electricity Distribution Company, is sensitizing customers on ways to seek redress and resolve challenges associated with power supply from the national grid. At a sensitization workshop to broaden the scope of knowledge of Taraba State customers on the overview of the power value chain, the YEDC says it is poised to ensure that all loopholes are blocked to create room for transparency in power supply. This stakeholder sensitization engagement, organized by the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission and the Yola Electricity Distribution Company, is aimed at tackling customer concerns in Taraba State and come up with complaints resolution mechanisms. Issues such as outrageous billing, bypass of power supply, illegal connections, vandalization of electrical facilities, building under or near electrical lines, epileptic power supply, amongst others, are tabled for deliberation.
It all boils down to a lot of complaints that we receive on a daily basis. Yes, technical issues can be transformer issues, can be from your PPM, that's the prepaid meter, and technical issue can be from your pole or any other thing. And then we as customer care officers are there to receive these complaints and not to resolve, but to follow up until resolution.
With Adamawa, Taraba, Borno and Yobe states selected as franchise areas, security agencies soliciting for a robust security networking to curb challenges associated with power supply.
My question is in respect of these casual workers that we're having in the fields. It's one of our major challenges that is impairing our success in enforcing vandalizations of NEPA installations.
Equally advising both the consumers and the YEDC to synergize together so that they will tackle the issue of vandalism, theft of cables and etc.
Anybody you see on a transformer, on a pole, on a distribution station that does not have a means of identification, please apprehend such a person.
The Yola Electricity Distribution Company is insisting that a lot has changed since the privatization took place, and it's building on the existing structures to ensure fairness in billing and metering, as well as maintenance of its facilities.
Electricity is not for luxury. Electricity is meant for development, and we're geared toward making sure that we give supply to where it's necessary and when it's necessary. We need it at all times. So long as people can pay for electricity, maintenance will be easy.
Last year, states across the Northeast region were plunged into darkness for almost 4 months due to vandalization of its towers, and the distribution company is insisting that all hands are on deck to avert a repeat this year and beyond. There is no crisis in the PDP. Rather, the main opposition party is more organized and united than other political parties in the country. This is the position of the party's acting national chairman, Ilia Damagum, who spoke at a critical stakeholder engagement in Unguru, Yobe State, where he explained that the party has resolved its differences and is not in talks with any political party for merger. Leaders of the party also used the occasion to welcome the campees into the party who left for other political parties some years ago. And still in Yobe State, the government is collaborating with development partners to improve access to inclusive education and vocational training for people living with disability. Representative of the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Ojodu, while launching the program in Damaturu, asked the group to pay more attention to the Damagum Special School for Disabled Students. The program, which will last 3 years, will be implemented by the Temako Community Development Initiative. And that sums up our package for you today on the program. Thank you so much for watching. We'll return next week, same time, for another round of editions covering different regions of the country. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.